Hey everyone, how's it going? So last time we rendered some dynamic content into our home page right here, which we're using this Pug template for. What we're going to do now is use a separate template file to render the content which will be common across all the pages. So for example, the nav bar, we're going to want the navigation bar across all of our different pages of our site to be repeated. If we didn't use a separate file for this, it would mean every single page we make, we'd have to copy and paste all the code for the nav bar. And then if we wanted to change something in the nav bar or add to it, we'd have to go around to all these different files and update the nav bars there just so they all match. But by using a separate file for this, we can make sure that we only have one instance of our nav bar, and then all the pages that want this code will just pull in from this separate file. And of course, it's not just the nav bar which will be repeated across all the pages. There are other elements too, but you'll see that as we actually implement this. So what we'll do, we'll start by creating a new folder inside the views folder. So inside the views folder, I'm creating a new folder, and I'll call this layouts. And then in there, I'll create a new file. So inside the layouts folder, and this will be called main-layout.pug. So it's a pug template again. And because this will come first, so this will be the first thing we include on the page. This is where this HTML head and title elements are going to go. So I've taken those from the home.pug file, and I'm going to put them in here. So I've just copied and pasted them to here. And then in here, in order to use that main layout, what we're going to do is say extends and then layout slash main dash layout.pug. Okay. And I just realized the body should be in there too. So take the body and put that in the main layout file as well. So put that in here, make it in line with this head element right there so that it's alongside the head element. Alright, give the main layout file a save and then save this as well. But what I'm going to do is move this H1 over to the side like that. And we should be good to go now. So if I save that and then restart the server using npm start, we should see the exact same thing. So if I go back to here and refresh the page, you'll see, okay, we have an error. So it's done something different. So it says only named blocks and mixins can appear at the top level of an extending template. And that's because now that we're extending this, we can't just add HTML like this. We need to use blocks. So let's just pretend that I did that intentionally to just make you see this error. That's totally what I did. It definitely wasn't an accident. So what we're going to do is we're not going to render this content like this. We're instead going to go to the main layout page right here. I'm going to use a block for this. Now, blocks is a really useful thing that you get with templates. It's essentially, well, like the name suggests, it's a block that you can render other code into. And you'll see how that works in just a second. What we're going to do in this main layout file is inside the body tag right there, we're going to declare a block. So I'll say block content, like that. So we've declared a block called content. Now, if we go back to the home.pug file, so we need to make sure at the top level, so right at the end here, we're going to say block content. All right, and then put this H1 inside that block just by tabbing it across. Okay, so now when I refresh the page, you're going to see the same thing, the result we were supposed to see, I mean. So what we've done is we declared a block here. And then in the template which is extending this, which is this home one, we've declared that when it finds this block content inside there, it's going to inject this. So there'll be no change to the HTML structure. If I show you in here, you'll still see that we've got body and then just directly an H1. So there's no, you can't see this block content anywhere on the page, but it's just something that the template uses to render it. So just to summarize, any page which extends another template file needs to use blocks to render the content. It basically takes the blocks and then puts them into this template you're extending, all right? It's actually a really useful feature, and we are going to use it in a couple more places in that file very shortly. So this will hopefully make a bit more sense to you then, if it doesn't already.